Alright, hello, this is Clevenard and we are live in the city of Asaba in Delta State at the NDC of the National Association of Theatre Arts of Nigeria Practitioners. My name is Frank Kalide Mudia and my co-host is Benedicta Ejo. Alright, we are here with the president of the association, Mr. Israel Ebo. Mr. Israel, you're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure.
Good to have you with us. Alright, please, could you please introduce yourself? Let's get to know one or two things about you, and then NANTAP, the vision, mission of
FTA. The FTA is a fellow of theatre arts, and I'm the national president of NANTAP. NANTAP is the National Association of Nigerian Theatre Arts Practitioners. Okay. And of course, NANTAP is the umbrella body of theatre practitioners and its allied arts in Nigeria. In a couple of weeks, it will be celebrating 33 years of existence. NANTAP is the first association to be registered within the entire creative space in Nigeria. And it is the only association or guild that is registered under the Land Perpetual Act, and that empowers it, confers on it the powers of regulation in the industry and interfacing with government in terms of evolving policies, ensuring that the welfare of artists is protected. So you can liken NANTAP to NBA in the law profession, or ICANN in the accounting profession, or Society of Engineers in engineering profession, in the sense that no other association like it can be registered under the Land Perpetual Act, because by law, governments cannot register two professional associations that caters within the same industry under the Land Perpetual Act. So the question will be, but we have other associations and guilds. What we must first understand is either directly or indirectly, every guild or association that operates within that space today evolved out of NANTAP, because the first guild to come into existence was Actors Guild of Nigeria, and for them to exist, they were members of NANTAP and they remain members of NANTAP. They sought the permission and approval of the leadership, which was then led by Mr. Mahmoud Ali Balogun, who presently is the chairman of the board of trustees, that they were going to do that, and we officially granted them permission because that was already recognized and captured in the constitution of NANTAP. And so they are registered today, but they are either registered as limited by guarantee or as an NGO. So that's the basic difference.
That's fine. All right. You've just given us a brief historical way of NANTAP, or what it's all about. And today we are in an event, NANTAP conference. All right.
Yeah.
Is it an annual event that occurs every year? And if yes, I understand that Clevenard.com, it's also a partner to this event. Yeah. So, furthermore, I want to ask a question. So many people do not understand what exactly theatre, arts, and culture is all about. Because like me,
growing up,
yeah. I only know of movies, doing this and all that. But as time went on, I discovered there is an association that handles that affairs. All right. So now people come to understand that we can actually make money. We can actually get business opportunities via this association. Yeah. So can you tell us what are these business opportunities and how can they come to know about it?
Okay, well, you've captured so many questions in one, so I will try to answer some of them. First, the NDC is an annual event, because the NDC is the highest policy and decision-making organ of the association. So it follows that on a yearly basis, we must meet to evaluate the state of the association, state of the industry and sector in Nigeria, in how the industry and the association can contribute to the larger development of Nigeria. So when we meet, we review all these things, and through our communique that always emerges at the end of the NDC, we're able to reach out to government with suggestions, with things that we think should be done differently to help grow the sector, because our concern and commitment is to ensure that through the sector we can create wealth for ourselves as practitioners and for the nation. I mean, we all know the impacts economically of Hollywood, for example, on the American economy. We also know the impact of Bollywood in the Indian economy. Now, the first thing that anyone is likely going to say is, but these are films. Now, let's go to the performing arts, the live performances, festivals, carnivals, theatrical performances, as happens in Brazil, for example, the Brazilian Carnival. In 2020, because of the COVID, when that carnival could not hold, the Brazilian budget was in deficit to the tunes of billions of dollars. That's to tell you the impact on the economy, because during the festival it impacts positively on the hospitality business, on transportation, on air transportation, on practically every sector of their economy. Now, that is the power of the performing arts. So when we're talking of the creative economy, we're saying through this creative involvements, through these creative performances, every nation, when it understands how to manage it and to tap into its business, creates wealth that grows other sectors. And that is why it became very easy for us to build this relationship with Clevenard. We saw the potentials that this partnership and relationship provides for us as Nigerians, for Nigerians and Africans in diaspora who somehow have been cut away from that culture. So this provides a platform through which we can take their culture to them. But in the process, we are also exporting our creative content. We are creating monetization opportunities for our creatives, and there is no way it does not trickle back to the country, impact on our economy.
Right, thank you so much. I'm still going to take I know you've answered partially my next question, which is still on Clevenard.com, and then your partnership with them. All right, we are looking at the Clevenard.com's vision is to be able to monetize the creative economy of the nation. Now, what is it? You've already gone into a partnership with us, and we'll do one or two things. But let's look at the next level between you and Clevenard.com. What is your take on that, sir?
Oh, the next level, which by our arrangements will fully become operational by the first quarter of 2024. We know that this year is already ended. Exactly. Is to begin to activate this partnership. At this stage we're working on all the legal documentation, because it's going to cut across borders, Africa, Europe, and all that. It also means that certain legal framework must be established, must be properly put in place, because what we'll be doing is providing several content producers a platform. And in providing that, you must ensure that everyone is protected, because we'll be exposing their works to a larger audience. And of course, we know that the greatest thing that affects the creative is theft of IP, because it is that IP that provides you the wealth that we're talking about. So that's the stage where we are at. But the next stage is where we now begin to actualize by linking the content producer, content owner with the markets. And that is where the monetization comes in. That is where it grows NANTAP. That is where it grows Clevenard beyond where it is. And that's where it grows all the Nigerians, Africans, and those in the diaspora who also want to bring something back, it exposes them because that we're providing them the open market that ordinarily they most probably wouldn't have been able to expand. So the partnership, we are bringing the content that is needed to drive the Clevenard platforms. Clevenard is providing a platform which help drive our content, so it's a complementation that has a potential to impact on both sides. It's a win-win partnership and arrangement.
That's fine. Okay, you've said it all. Okay, what advice would you have for the upcoming young ones who are desirous of becoming, growing into this arts, theatre, art and culture? Because we've come to understand that a lot of them, there are lots of discouragements here and there. So what advice on how can we reach out to these ones and say there is still hope?
There has always been hope. See, it's the understanding of what you want to go into. Okay? Let me use an example here. For those who want to take corporate careers, you want to join the civil service, you want to join the corporate world, you know that you are going to grow over time. You will never enter at the level of a director. The man or woman who is entering at the level of a director, at the level of a manager, has somewhere worked, garnered the requisite experience that is trusted, which means there is nothing that you want to do and you want to succeed that you will not have to build a career. Unfortunately, for a lot of the younger ones who want to come into this industry, they believe that if I step in today, tomorrow I am a star. Okay? But they don't understand that for you to become a star is a process, and you take that process to a level that people trust you, the brand that you have built, and everything begins to fall in place. So my advice to them is, first, you must understand what you are coming into. Don't come into it because you see that it has made someone a star. Because if you don't become a star immediately, you are going to run away. Two, if you come into it because it is evolving practically every moment, not every day, you must be ready to build more capacity. If you enter and you think 10 years, 5 years down the line, you are still at the level or at the capacity in which you entered and you want to succeed, you're not going to succeed, because new trends are coming up every day. Today, the technological side has taken over. So for those who had been practicing and even made a name, who believe that they must remain in their analog generation, they're not going to succeed. For the younger ones who come, who don't know that they also need to understand some of those things that are done at the analog age, for them to move to the next level, they're not going to succeed. So my advice to everyone, and these I also do when people come to me and say, the first question I ask is, are you ready to make the sacrifices that it demands? If you're ready to make the sacrifices, you will succeed. Because success comes from consistency, passion, commitments, and a level head. Because it's very easy for you to feel, I have arrived, and become pompous, rude, and then you get blacklisted. All your talents, you achieve nothing. So that would be my advice.
Otherwise, you have to be broken.
You have to be broken willingly. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We'll ask our last question, and which goes this way. And it is the era of the Internet of Things, and so many things are changing. Like just like you said, the IT world is evolving, and the world needs to move ahead with it. In just 1 minute, please, what is your advice for those in creative and the creative industry relating to the season and the times we are in?
Well, theater becomes turgid when it does not reinvent itself. So the first thing is, and that's going to be my only advice, if you want to practice and succeed, you must be willing to continuously and constantly reinvent yourself. Reinventing yourself means you must learn new tricks, new trends, and know how you adapt them.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for being our guest this evening. Thank you. All right, and this is a package for this evening.